G-Man Boxing. Do you know what I mean? Every single live he donates. I see him on other lives donating. He's got the bag on it.
Alright people, bit of breaking news literally in the last couple of minutes. Keep this video short and sweet. We'll just give a 2 cents on it. It's official. I think I said that on Midweek Report last night, that expect an announcement on Thursday. Well, it's Thursday morning and we have an announcement. Tyson Fury versus Dereck Chisora, the trilogy. That's another trilogy fight now in Tyson Fury's resume. He's had a trilogy with Wilder, he's got a trilogy with Chisora now. December 3rd, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, BT Sport pay-per-view, Daniel Dubois as co-main. That will help Daniel Dubois out massively. That's actually a pretty good idea from Frank Warren to have Daniel Dubois on this undercard as co-main, because he's not in. Look, he's fighting a guy, the Spanish heavyweight Kevin Loreen, I think is his name. You'd imagine that he mainly campaigned a cruiserweight, but for Dubois, I'll talk about Fury Chisora in a sec. For Dubois, Frank Warren is trying to get him out to a bigger market, and having him co-main on a card like this, that's going to help him, especially if he can look devastating doing it. That's really going to help. But Fury Chisora stadium fight, December 3rd. I mean, right, look, it is what it is. Do I want to see it? Not really. But Chisora, it's quite remarkable, really, when you think about it. You know, this is a guy with 12 losses. I thought Chisora was finished in 2016. I thought he was finished going into the Dillian Whyte fight, the first fight. And he made a good stand in that fight. Many people felt he won. I really thought he was finished when he lost to Caballel. Somehow he was nearly stopped against Carlos Takam. Lest we forget, the referee in that 7th round, I think it was Howard Foster who was refereeing that fight. He was taking a look at Chisora in that 7th round against Carlos Takam. Go back and look at it. And then he pulled it out in the 8th, knocked Takam out. That was crazy. Got knocked out badly by Dillian Whyte. Came back in 2019, had a couple of wins. Then he fought Usyk and actually done a better job fighting Alexander Usyk than AJ did both fights. That's true. That's definitely true. Gave Usyk a lot more problems than Joshua did in both fights. Then he lost a very close decision to Parker. Beaten a lot more convincingly second time around last Christmas. Then he gets a win over Kubrat Pulev. I mean, I might even do that. Do a WTF career review on Dereck Chisora, because his career has been crazy. I might even do that in the build up to this fight, actually, because I've watched Chisora for probably over 10 years now. And yeah, he just keeps coming back. It's quite remarkable, really, when you think about it. But he's in here with Tyson Fury, a world title shot at this stage in his career with 12 losses, having only had one win in the last 3 years. Crazy. But look, for Fury, he wants a run out before the new year. Obviously, my preference is Alexander Usyk. Him versus Usyk next. We're not going to get that until next year. I just hope, look, I'm not giving Chisora a prayer of beating Tyson Fury. Not a prayer. And yes, this is on pay-per-view, by the way, of course it is. I don't give him a prayer in this fight, truth be told. I just worry that maybe an injury might occur, or a cut or something like that could just prolong Undisputed. I don't see Chisora winning. I don't give him a prayer. If he beats Tyson Fury at this stage in his career, given the fact that it's 8 years, nearly 8 years since they had their rematch, which was the second fight, and Fury won that handily. He won it handily 8 years ago. Chisora has lost many times and he's been knocked out badly in the subsequent 8 years. And his punch resistance looks shot. How in God's name is he going to be? He's not going to beat Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury is going to fight Chisora. Will I watch it? Yes. Of course I'll watch it. Will I do a watch along? Yes. I'm very interested in watching Dubois, how he gets on. But look, we'll see it. We'll watch this fight. You know, Fury was talking retirement post Dillian Whyte. Obviously it's not. We've still got at the very least 2 fights in Fury, maybe more. And yeah, for Frank Warren, I mean, he must, if you were to talk about years, I'm sure Fish Eyes would tell you 2022 has been one of the best years of his life, because he's put on some decent shows this year, to be fair. Tyson Fury's done Wembley, now he's going to do Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He has seen Eddie Hearn really fall by the wayside, had probably the most difficult. Contrast, Frank Warren's had one of probably the most successful years in a long time, and his main rival Eddie Hearn has had probably one of his worst years, maybe even the worst year in terms of boxing promoter, in terms of, he's put on some good shows, but the AJ losing, Canelo losing, and now this Conor Benn situation, it actually really has been a pretty much disastrous year for Eddie Hearn when you think about it. Dylan White was, well, you could say Dylan White is still his fire. He lost. It's not been a good year. It's not been a good year for Eddie Hearn. So Frank Warren has more shows coming up. I mean, he's got the Yard show in Telford in November. He's got, I think, a show in, is it the York Hall? I think in early November. He's got a show in Dubai. I think Raven Chapman's on that card. Who else does he? He's got a few coming up. So Frank Warren is just, he's doing his thing. And now he's got this on top of that. So yeah, with Anthony Joshua won't be fighting in December either, so he's not going to fight until next year, early next year. It was reported yesterday. So yeah, Fury is still in the march, and he'll fill the stadium. He will, because Fury is a big name. Chisora is, he still has a fan base, a big fan base, especially in London. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see the event. Again, I'm interested to see who else is going to be on the undercard. Honestly, like, if I was Frank Warren, I would literally just, if I'd scrap the Anthony Yard card, to be honest with you, or just if get him an absolute journeyman to knock over and put him on the undercard of this fight. Seriously, put Yard, Dubois on the undercard of Fury. Make it, look, even if they're not in competitive fights, just make the undercard something, because the undercard for Fury White was crap. Right? You've already got to a good start by putting Daniel Dubois on it. Get maybe Dennis McCann on it. Get they'll probably put Isaac Lowe on it again, but get like a Yard as well. Why not? Why not just, if this is going to be your last show of the year till next year, you may as well just go the full 9 hogs and just stick them all on it, even if they're not in competitive fights. Better than just seeing unknown versus unknown. Oh, yeah, it was a stinker. There you go. So, let's see. Let's wait and see. For now, lads and lassies, I'll leave you with that. Just breaking the news. Let me know your thoughts. Be interested to see how much this costs, because I believe the Fury White fight was £25, give or take. So, be interesting to see what they charge the same for this, or will they bring it down? Because it's not as intriguing a fight for me as the Dylan White fight was. And some would say the Dylan White fight wasn't intriguing. Yeah, but you felt Dylan White was more live than this, you know? So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. For now, I'll talk to you lads and lassies. Peace.